Alright guys, this is going to be part 2 of me fighting with this heater core on this Camaro right here. So right now I have to put it back on all fours. I have to go in through the dash, undo some bolts, and get the heater core out, replace it, put it all back together, and then I'll be done. So when I was on Facebook yesterday, I was talking to a guy, and he said that I probably didn't have to remove this at all. I just had to do just these two nuts behind there to get it out, but I didn't know that, so I removed the whole thing. So I'm figuring since I removed the whole thing and got it all right there, because you know everything is a learning curve, so since I removed it all, I have to go inside and undo the inside box and somehow fish out the heater core, which is right there. So that's way in there, so I gotta go up under the dash and figure that out. So when I come around here, from what I'm understanding, I have to take the glove box off, take the inside of the glove box off. I gotta go under here, and I'm thinking that's my box right there. So I gotta figure out how to get that box out. From what I hear, it's not easy, but you know, nothing's ever that easy, but I don't mind. But that's the plan. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on that, and see how it goes. It might be a bad idea, just like yesterday was a bad idea, but it'll be just fine. All right, so the first step of getting started today is going to be to get this thing down on all fours. So I gotta put the tire back on, get that jack out, well, jack it up, get that jack out, set it all back down, and then we're gonna go on the inside. All right, so this is the part of the project nobody wants to do. Luckily enough for me, my center console was already loose and my seat was already out. When I redid the floor and put, you know, I welded in new panels and put seam sealer and kill mat, I never put the seat back in, and I'm glad I didn't, because now I'm at the part of the project that nobody wants to do. So I'm guessing, from what I'm learning on YouTube, I have to open up this glove box right there. I have to take out that black inserted piece. I have to take that out. Then I have to go underneath and undo some bolts. All these 9/32 right here, I think they have to come out so I can get to that box that's down there. So this is gonna be my first time doing something like this. I had a heater core go out on a Jeep I had, but you know, that's totally different, and I didn't do it. actually paid for somebody to do it. But this time I'm going to be doing the work myself. So I don't know, hopefully I can get it done. All right, so the first step to get this glove box off, this the part that says Camaro, is to do these 4 bolts right here. They're all 9/32. You undo those and you undo that and it pops right on out. You kind of got to swing that last part so you don't break it, but it's out. And that's how you get that out. All right, so when you're doing a project like this, you want to, every bolt that you take out, you want to put it in a bag and label it. Like, don't look at my handwriting, that shit's ugly. But you want to bag and tag everything, so that way you know exactly where it goes. Because when you don't, you just have a bucket of bolts, and half of the bolts are going to go back in and half of them aren't, if you don't label exactly where they go. So just pay attention to what you're taking out, you know what I'm saying, and bag it up.
This vent is right over the transmission tunnel and needs to be removed.
All right, so this big box, this big vent right here goes up in there. That is 7/16. Both of those are 7/16. Another thing I'm doing, I'm putting blue tape on the screws and leaving them in the vent ducts. That way I know these are the exact screws to go to this. That way I don't have to bag up everything. I can just do the blue tape and leave the bolts in it. So far on the inside, I've taken out that bolt and the one bolt right there, and it's acting like it wants to come out on that side, but it's still hung up somewhere on this side. So I'm not exactly sure where. I'm gonna keep pulling on it and seeing if I can figure out where it's stuck.
This kick panel vent vacuum actuator has to be removed. Removing the kick panel is not necessary.
That's crazy. What you doing? Move, boy. All right, so it turns out I was inside of the car. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get it off. We'll get the box out of there. And it was like it was just hanging up in the bottom corner. It turns out yesterday, when I pulled this whole thing apart, and I was underneath here, and I was getting all these bolts out, I forgot this one right there. That's the one that's holding me up. I've been fighting with it for like 2 hours now, and I can't figure out what the problem is. It's just because I forgot this bolt. So after I get this bolt, the whole box should just fall out of there. So we're gonna see here in a minute. All right, so I got it out. No matter how I look, I'm fucked up right now because I'm frustrated. I've been over here fighting this shit for the longest, but I got it out. Turns out I forgot a bolt and had to sit here and fight with it to get the last nut off. I ended up having to take my grinder and grind the nut off and stick it back in there. Well, grind the nut off and just push the box from the firewall into the car. The whole thing fell in and is done with. So now I just gotta replace the heater core and put the new one in there whenever I go get it, but I don't know when it's gonna be. So here's the box, right? That's the heater box on the inside of the car, and that's the heater core, I guess, behind this panel. Yeah, my bad, I had to refocus. So it was behind this panel right here, so I guess I have to figure out how to get it out, which I don't know how, but I'm gonna figure it out here in a minute. So now I have to take the bolts out of the AC box. So I got one right there, and it looks like I have 3 at the top. So I'm gonna rip those out. Then I think I have just these 2 silver ones that ground strap and that one, and I think that's it. And I maybe can get this black part off and get the heater core out. So I'm gonna give y'all an update in a minute. All right, guys, so I finally got it out. It took fucking forever, and I had to sit here and fight. And I broke my box, so that was nice. I didn't mean to break it, but I couldn't get it off. But I'll like RTV or plastic weld it back. Or honestly, I might put screws in it and glue it. Either way, it'll be back together by the time I put this back in. This shit is probably the original. It's so old and corroded and gummed up and nasty. So I'm guessing that was it. So I'm gonna go to the store at some point and go buy another one, and then we're gonna put it all back together, and hopefully that doesn't kill me. All right, guys, if you found this video helpful and you enjoyed it, please give me a like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment.